What's up, everybody? It is your boy Baddog here with another video. As always, appreciate you taking the time to click on the video. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up because it helps out huge. Hit the subscribe, ring the bell. If you never seen me do a Laker video, you may say to yourself, why are you doing Laker videos, Baddog? I thought you were a Knicks fan. You're a Giants and Yankee fan. Why are you a Laker fan? Well, I'm not a Laker fan, but I've covered the Lakers on YouTube for the better part of 6 years now. I just don't normally do videos, but we're going to start to incorporate them. If you are a Laker fan and you're tuning in, subscribe to this channel. Watch me do a Laker live stream because I'm going to tell you, there's nothing like it on YouTube. Quite frankly, there really isn't. But we have a lot of fun in those streams and would love you to be a part of it. If you want to know why I do the Lakers, well, you can read the description below, and it pretty much explains why I do the Lakers over the New York Knicks. And trust me when I tell you, if it was my choice right now, the Knicks are one of the hottest teams in the NBA. They look really good. The Lakers stink. So trust me when I tell you, it'd be much easier to call those games right now than Los Angeles. Anyway, I digress. Brings when I point the video, it's time to move on from Darvin Ham. Laker fans, it's time to move on from Darvin Ham. Why? Well, just look at the performances. Darvin Ham has made a ton of questionable decisions. We question his rotations. We question his usage of timeouts. We question the play calling down the stretch. We question a lot of things Darvin Ham does. You question the other night, they're getting blown out by the Rockets. The Lakers have gotten blown out this year by a lot of teams and really subpar teams like the Hawks last night. The Lakers were never in that game. They were never in the game against the Rockets. They were the team that the Spurs snapped their 18-game losing streak and the Lakers lost in convincing fashion. There are nights where it looks like the Lakers just take the night off and really don't play hard for this guy. They certainly don't play defense at all. And Darvin Ham has a lot to do with the fact that defensive scheme is not good and does not make adjustments. When you look at things like against the Rockets, when the Lakers are out of that game, they're down by 25 going into the fourth quarter, and he plays LeBron James 37 minutes, knowing you have back-to-back games. You're flying out of Houston and flying to Atlanta to play the next night. You play LeBron most of the fourth quarter and D'Lo most of the fourth quarter, and then start them both and play them both against the Hawks the next night while sitting on Anthony Davis did not make a lot of sense. And a lot of things that he does don't make sense. When I was watching the Rockets game, I'm saying LeBron's out tomorrow. This is the way I was looking. I'm like, he's playing LeBron James. LeBron's going to rest tomorrow. Anthony Davis has been resting since the middle of the third quarter. He's going to play. And it was the complete opposite, but he's done a lot of that. And again, you look at the body language, you look at the way these players respond to certain things. They look disinterested. They look unenthused. They look like they don't want to be there. They're not putting forth any effort. Now, people can sit there and say, well, it's not the coach's fault. Granted, the players have to do their part, and the people that don't like LeBron James, and we're going to get into LeBron James in a second, they don't like LeBron James. They're like, oh, LeBron, it's LeBron's energy and LeBron this and LeBron that. And trust me when I tell you, man, I have no problem ripping LeBron James a new one. Not at all. Like I said, watch my live streams. Every one of them players, when they do something wrong, we're going to call them out for it. When LeBron James complains to the official, I didn't get a foul, and he sits there and he whines and bitches and moans about it, while the other team's running up the court in a 5-on-4 every time and getting a fast break and getting easy buckets. That'll irritate you. I'm not even a Laker fan, and that irritates me because what are you doing? And again, what kind of example does that set? Darvin Ham was an interesting choice to begin with, and Rob Pelinka certainly is not absolved of the issues that are going on with Los Angeles. Probably another video when I'll talk about Rob Pelinka and what he's done to this franchise since they won the title in 2020. But he hasn't, Rob Pelinka has not done a good job. Darvin Ham was an interesting hire. He had no head coaching experience. I know he won a title as an assistant with the Bucks, but he has no head coaching experience. And to me, it's just weird to bring in a rookie head coach that is coaching the LeBron James team. You would think, I'm not saying LeBron James doesn't respect Darvin Ham because I don't know, I'm not in that locker room. But I would think you'd want to bring in somebody with a little better resume, somebody that's earned respect in the league. Maybe they should have thought about Jason Kidd before they let him get away. Not that Kidd was, the head coach or anything, but he was one of the best point guards in the NBA. I mean, there's different levels of respect, I guess. And I'm not saying that they don't respect Darvin Ham, but I don't see them playing hard for Darvin Ham. And that's where the problem is. It's not that the Lakers are losing. It's the way that they're losing. They're mentally weak. They get punched and they just quit. They panic. They jack up 3-point shots. They don't share the ball. It's 4 guys standing around watching LeBron James dribble the basketball at times. They're bad spacing. It's just the whole thing can be bad when they're losing. And as things progressively get worse, it just snowballs into what we've been watching the last few games. The defense is non-existent. The last 4 games, they've given up over 130 points to every one of their opponents, and every one of their opponents the last 4 games was under 500. You see the Lakers at times have these great games. They beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. They beat the Mavericks in back-to-back games. Every time you start to think they're going to build momentum, it comes crashing down with bad losses. They win a double overtime thriller against the Warriors, and they promptly go out on the road and get blown out by the Rockets and the Hawks, 2 teams that are below 500, 2 teams that the Lakers should be able to handle. Anthony Davis or no Anthony Davis against the Hawks, you should not be getting blown out in that game. Again, for me, you can't get rid of all the players. I just don't like the coach. And I know when I do these streams, there are many people, hundreds, thousands of people in there saying, get rid of Darvin Ham. I think the Lakers got to look about it. I think they got to look into it. I really do. I don't know who you're bringing in, but the change needs to be made. You can't keep going out like this and just, embarrassing yourself is what they're doing. The Lakers also have some interesting things in the locker room going on. LeBron James had this tweet where he put an hourglass. There also Christian Wood. Anthony Davis didn't play, so Jackson Hayes got the start. And Christian Wood put an LOL there. We don't know what the hell that means. Was Christian Wood upset that Jackson Hayes got the start over Christian Wood? We haven't really seen Jackson Hayes at all for the Lakers, so it was an interesting decision again. But I don't know what that means. I just feel like these players just don't respect him. They just don't understand him. The Lakers are so damn inconsistent. They really are. LeBron James puts out an hourglass. You take that for what it's worth. I don't know what that means. Does LeBron James mean time is running out of their season because they're barely hanging on to the bottom of the Western Conference in the play-in round like they did last year, although they made a run at the Western Conference Finals? Does it mean time's running out to make a trade because February 8th, a week from tomorrow, is a trade deadline in the NBA? Does it mean that his time in LA is coming to an end? Who knows? When you start seeing these cryptic tweets from the players in your locker room, especially the leader on your team, you start to wonder exactly what the hell is going on with the Los Angeles Lakers. What I do know is it has not been a good season once again. It has been an absolute disaster. And Darvin Ham is a 500 coach in his career, pretty much. I think he was 4 games over 500. So he's like 3 games over 500. He's just not the guy for the job, in my opinion. And obviously, I do think Rob Pelinka will make some kind of move here. But if I'm the Lakers, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, if I'm Rob Pelinka, what can this team actually do? Is this team good enough to make a run at a title? Because if it isn't, you might think about being sellers for once. Now, I know the Lakers don't really get to do that. They're like the Yankees, okay, where selling your fan base on rebuilding doesn't work in those markets. When you're the most historic baseball team in the history of the world and the Yankees, and you're probably the most historic basketball team and the most well-known basketball team in the history of the NBA and the Lakers, it's hard to sell a fan base on that, but it's also hard to give up consistent draft picks and bring in these big name players and switch them over year after year after year and fall short of your ultimate goal. So that's on Pelinka, but I think if the Lakers end up missing the postseason this year, I think Rob Pelinka might have to look at him losing his job too. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. As always, I appreciate you watching. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. It's Bad Diggy Dizzle, and I'm out. Peace.